Hello, and welcome to The Rundown. My name is Justin Avery Smith, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. I know that the air and tapings of the show have been about as consistent as the quality of the Sonic the Hedgehog games in the last 15 years, and the outlook is rather grim with that buff hedgehog poster for the upcoming movie. I don't like it. Not because it's not keeping with the tradition of the character design, but because he just looks like every other annoying health nut that tells me you should totally try running more. Like, just a quick one around the block, a few minutes a day. As if failing to get you to do so means they won't get that free limo ride everyone else in the school is competing for. Harry as Tom Selleck hedgehogs aside, that doesn't stop us from wanting to both entertain and enlighten you at every opportunity. I also want to take this opportunity to address the issue I noticed between our last taping and this one. When I named this program, I believed it was simply changing the name to something I thought sounded more robust and interesting than today's review. I imagine many people were upset because, given the title, they thought they might get to hear an interesting perspective on Infinity War, and that didn't make me feel so good. I had no idea, however, I had inadvertently stolen the title of another show on BET hosted by the amazing Robin Thede. For that, I'd like to wholeheartedly apologize for stealing your title and for your show being canceled. I do hope, however, that I, like you, can continue to be tough, fearless, and funny. And I assure you, when I learned this incident, I was certainly horrified. If there's one thing this world that we don't need right now, it's white men taking the jobs of colored women, especially after the midterms. Whitewashing something with a non-white female lead, I'm not about to take Robin's job or Scarlett Johansson's. But hey, I've already changed the title of the show once, and I'm not rebooting it a third time. This isn't Spider-Man. Besides, even if this was Spider-Man, I'd totally be Tobey Maguire, the original and the handsomest. I'm not saying that for any particular reason. I mean, there's just something about those baby blue eyes and that brown hair that's like chocolate, the baby face. I mean, it's also dashing. But mysteriously sexy Spider-Man aside, that is why I've decided that this will be the last episode of The Rundown, and we will be moving to Twitch and YouTube in a series called Level Up with Justin Avery Smith. All the same topics, just more accessible and on Twitch and viewable on YouTube. I'd like to thank SPAC for having me and let me spice up your programming with something that isn't school assemblies or rich white people complaining about taxes, as healthy as that debate can be. Well, now that it's all out of the way, let's take a look at some headlines. An ATM was found in the Maine woods. No one knows where it came from. Worst opening line to a Stephen King book ever. An Indian man prays to a photo of Donald Trump every day. Well, Indians are known to worship cows. A study finds that 1 out of 3 adults in the U.S. eat fast food each day. What the study doesn't tell you is that the first adult is just placing the order for all 3 of them. The Guinness World Record for the longest line of tents was set in China when 721 tents were pitched on a mountain. The next day's headline read, "Bear Invasion Kills 721 Campers." Employees at Google are saying, quote, "We no longer believe the company places value over profit," while Bing employees are saying, "We inexplicably exist." According to UK's National Weather Service, Britain could be hit with a solar flare that would cause national blackouts, and it's somehow getting a better reception than Theresa May's proposal for Brexit. Singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor says that she is, quote, "terribly sorry, but she never wants to spend time with white people again." Talk about being your own worst enemy. With comedian and actor Kevin Hart stepping down from Oscar hosting duties and amid the resurfacing of some old homophobic tweets, the Academy is scrambling to find a new host, and in the spirit of Me Too, they're considering replacing him with Christopher Plummer. A NASA scientist claims Earth may have been visited by aliens and even enclosed a picture of one of the suspected aliens. An Oklahoma woman has been offering to be a stand-in mom for LGBTQ weddings. That's right, a stand-in, or as Mike Pence calls her, an accomplice. The flight suit worn by Neil Armstrong is up for bid starting at $10,000, and for $10,000 more, he'll tell you the truth about the moon landing. An online poll this year asked participants to name the scariest Halloween costume they've seen. My pick? a racist Barbie doll. And finally, a jilted man got revenge on his cheating ex-girlfriend by scrawling slut on her car in graffiti. Wow, Toyota is really fishing for new model names. On to our main topic, and it is to serve as a farewell to our Republican leaders and friends who are about to lose control of the House come next year.
Liberals really are that pathetic.
Whoa, Tommy, where did that come from? Now, it's worth noting that I took that clip not from Fox Nation, but from Samantha Bee's coverage of it on Full Frontal, because I couldn't bear the thought of searching it myself and end up getting either Toxic Barbie or Fox popping up as suggestions on my YouTube page from then on. And it's also worth mentioning that when getting that clip to show you guys, I had only watched it twice. Once when I first saw the clip, the second time to show someone, and now you're probably wondering, how was I able to get it a third time to use, since I probably have to watch it again so I could acquire it to share? Well, I just grabbed it from online and hope for the best. Because yes, I am afraid too much exposure will infect me with whatever toxic name-calling hypocrisy runs throughout the vein of a Fox anchor. Now, that's not to say far-right conservative Republicans are the only ones who can be toxic in their talking points. Sometimes it is the reverse, as Meghan McCain recounted almost a year ago during an appearance on Colbert.
Every morning it's kind of like, why are all Republicans racist Nazis? And I'm like, well, I haven't had my latte yet, and maybe we can talk about something else.
I love this liberal talking point of, we're so loving and accepting that if you're not as loving and accepting as we are, screw you! It's like, what? Now, she was definitely using hyperbole just to get the point across, but it still stands. Now, I understand wanting someone who speaks your thoughts to appear on television. I mean, that's why I watch SpongeBob, after all.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Now, while not every thought needs to be on television, that's why only Scrubs has the fantasy moments, because you know Turk is repressing some serious crap. Back to the right, however. Just look at the gun debate. It's one of the most contentious ones in our nation today. And yes, mass shootings are what gets the most coverage, media attention, and spark debates, like they should. But what we don't talk about is the smaller, more isolated incidents where people are killed by handguns through domestic violence, suicide, and even accidents, as underreported as they are.
Official government statistics from around the world have shown that the more access people have to firearms, the more mass shootings there are going to be. That is to say, people can't get shot if there aren't any guns around to do the shooting. And there is indeed a strong correlation between the amount of guns owned by Americans and the amount of gun-related homicides compared to other first world countries.
And isn't it interesting how the same people who chant "lock her up" are the same people saying that controlling guns won't change the problem? Now, gaming has often been a frequent scapegoat of gun violence, and if you really cared about violence and the damaging effects of gaming, you would turn your attention to stuff like this.
Because you have spammed, pinged incessantly for 10 fucking minutes, you retarded piece of shit!
Left, you fucking incoherent dumbass. Kill yourself. Do it, you fucking useless pussy.
You fucktard, it kills me too, idiot! Fucking erase Dota, you fucking goddamn it, read!
Okay. Now, that's enough. In the spirit of the holidays, I'd just like to say, we thought the violence was in the games, but it was inside us all along.
9. A scientific study by Sage Publications showed a link between playing Super Mario Sunshine and helpful behavior in people. In the experiment, participants were asked to play one of 3 types of video games: violent video games, neutral games, or games that researchers deemed pro-social, which included Super Mario Sunshine and Chibi Robo. Afterward, the participants were asked to give their assigned partner a series of puzzles to complete. The participants had a variety of puzzles to choose from, ranging from easy to hard, and were told their partners would receive a prize should they succeed. Researchers found that participants who played pro-social games were much more likely to give their partners easy puzzles. The scientists concluded that the results indicate games like Super Mario Sunshine can inspire people to be more helpful to others.
Oh, who'd have thought that playing as a plumber who actually uses those plumbing skills for once to clean an island could have a positive emotional impact? Going back to the toxic Barbie from earlier, I just want to say, You make my blood boil with every fiber of my being, and to prove how practical games can be, I'll let GLaDOS from Valve's acclaimed Portal 2 elaborate on that.
Well done. Here come the test results. You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
Being so lonely down here. It's good to finally hear someone else's voice. I'm kidding, of course. God, I hate you.
See, I was able to express myself without lifting a finger. Now, rhetoric like that doesn't do much to ease the division, but sometimes we have to get our feelings out. But I'm past it now. If you want to stay mad, that's your problem. The same goes for Sean Hannity and Jeanine Pirro. Don't take my word for it. Take it from the word of a president who has proven he actually has points worth listening to.
Why is it that the folks that won the last election are so mad all the time? It's an interesting question. I mean, like when I won the presidency, at least my side felt pretty good.
Fox News is almost as if there is an entire network dedicated to bad news. I'm honestly waiting for Rosanna Dan to appear on the Fox News desk and be like, if it's not one thing, it's another. The Clintons are doing something shady things, or you have Hispanics coming in to invade our country. And even over the last 2 years, when those in their party control all 3 branches of government, this is the perfect opportunity to show and explain why their way of doing things is what's truly best for our country, explaining how it works with a thesis and claims to support.
Doubt in American presidential election history that there has been as great a crime or as large a stain on our democracy than that committed by a criminal cabal in our FBI and the Department of Justice who think they know better than we who our president should be.
At this hour, the New York Times is trying to distract you. They have a story that Trump wanted Mueller fired sometime last June, and our sources, and I've checked in with many of them, they're not confirming that tonight.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just allergic to name-calling and bigotry. Wow, I really don't like what's happening to Barbie's new I Talk button. But surely she must have some thoughts that extend beyond the stances of typical toxic Republican views. Oh, she's pro-choice? Interesting. Since she's such a valued member of the Fox team, surely they'll welcome this new and different opinion to challenge their own and inspire a healthy debate. And oh, no, wait, never mind, she was suspended from her job. But even in the darkest of times, like during the Kavanaugh hearings after Dr. Ford testified.
A disaster for the Republicans.
See, it's not only liberals that are destroying our country. Republicans are destroying themselves. Get out of there, Republicans. Can't you see what's going on? You're in a toxic relationship with yourself. It's Lifetime meets conservative news and it's going to rampant. Abandon ship, SS Fox, abandon ship. And before we go, here's Slippy from Star Fox 64 to help illustrate my point and show that gaming can also be a form of artistic expression. And speaking of gaming, remember to follow me on Twitch, Justin Avery Smith, all lowercase. The show on Instagram and Twitter, @LevelUpWJAS. You can also follow me on Twitter, just A Very Smith. As always, please take care of yourself. All the best. Have a good one.